Oh my goodness, you can still see the colors. Experimenting with swiping with pearlescent paints, part 2. And this one I'm hoping is going to be a color explosion. Let's paint. All right, I have a bunch of colors and I can't tell you their names because I mixed almost all of them. So I have a purple that is a mixture of blue violet and some ultramarine violet. My orange is out of the tube, Azo Orange, and my magenta is Primary Magenta by Amsterdam. This green is a phthalo green with a little bit of middle green mixed in. I didn't want to go with a lime green. I have some cobalt blue, which mixed with turquoise green, which made kind of like a turquoise blue. I have phthalo blue mixed with a cobalt blue, and I have a bunch of different yellows. I actually need to mix it. I have a bunch of different yellows mixed in with some white. So I wanted to brighten everything, and I'm going to swipe with I have the green, the violet, and the blue pearlescent paints mixed with Amsterdam. So, and I will try to put my pouring medium under the video. And I'm going to get started. I am almost sold out of my live classes in October. There are a few spots left. I will link that in the first pinned comment. I am going to, I made this color actually. It was just what was left over. I didn't really like quote unquote make it on purpose, but this is some leftover purple and black. So, and a little bit of magenta actually, I think that I had left over in my tub that I was getting rid of. All right, I am going to start. So first part is going to be this dark color. It just reads black, honestly, but it has the tiniest little hint of purple. And if I need any more black to go around the edges, I can do that. But I think this will spread out pretty nicely. Okay, hope I get back in frame. All right. Okay, let me pop those air bubbles. I'm painting pretty late at night right now. My husband went to yet another concert, so. All right. Okay, so what do I want to, you can definitely see the swirls of purple. I don't know if you'll be able to on the camera, but for sure you can. So I think I just want to have like a bunch of swipes of colors all over this. So I feel like maybe I want to do them down here and then swipe them up like that. So I think I'll do that. Okay, let me set myself up in order here. So Roy, I'm going to go right over top of the other color. I said that and I didn't. There's going to be a lot of orange there. Let me see if I can blend that over. Okay, there we go. That's better. Now I have got, my yellow needed to be mixed a little bit more. Woo, working on those darker bases, it is harder to get that color all the way across. The reason that I'm trying to do that is because when I swipe, the black base will come through, and it still might, but okay, Roy G. And I decided to use this green instead of lime green on this one because I just felt like for the palette, I already had some really bright colors and I didn't want it to overpower things. I feel like sometimes lime green can really overpower it. Okay, Roy G. Biv. I think I'm going to go with this one. These got a little bit too large. So I might have to swipe this section twice, but that's okay. And I feel like it just keeps getting bigger and bigger as I go. Roy G. Biv. Last one is Violet. Oh my goodness. I said I wanted big and colorful, right? Well, here we have it. And then I have this little bit of blue. I want my blue to be over like that. Okay. All right. Which one do I want to swipe with? I think I'm going to swipe with the blue, actually. So if you missed the last video, I'll link it in the description. But the colors, whoo, I almost dropped it. But the colors on this one, so I swiped with the actual pearlescent paints, and it may be hard to see here. Swiped with the actual pearlescent paints, and you can see them. They just don't show up that well, and they sank through the base color. And when I swiped them over a color, it just looked like lacing of that color. Whenever I swipe with white or when I swipe with black, you end up with whatever color activator still coming through. It gets tinted, but it still comes through. And for this one, with swiping with the pearls, it doesn't. So I'm wondering if I'm just gonna get a bunch of rainbow lacing. I don't know, we'll see. Testing this out. We are learning this part together. Now, I do know that actually swiping over pearls works great. It shows up. It's really pretty. I had a little bit of a clump there. I think I'm going to have to, because this is a smaller container, pour it and then pour it back off. All right. Okay, so I'm going to have to swipe this twice, I think, but that's okay. So here we go, coming on in. Oh my goodness, you can still see the colors underneath it. Oh, that is so cool. Wow. That is so pretty. So if I had swiped with white, it would look very similar to this. If I had swiped with black, you would see all the black lacing. And you can see a tiny little bit what I was talking about with the background coming through, but I'm okay with that. I'm definitely okay with that. That is so cool. I'm wondering if this time I swipe maybe along in there. Look at this portion right here. Wow. Wow, that is so pretty. All right, okay, so that was blue. I don't really think I'm going to get any pearl out of this. I think it's just going to be whatever color I swiped, but do I swipe with this? Yeah, I still swipe with this one. Okay, next one. I'm so excited. That is so pretty. Okay, the next one is going to be, I'm going to do the violet. I think I'm going to do the violet, and I'll reserve the green if I have any extra parts that I want to swipe over. I was also wondering if the pearl color would mix with these color to give a different color. I'm not sure about that part yet, but I want to go right in here. Didn't swipe as good on that one. It was because I was turned to the side a little bit. That is the prettiest. Oh my goodness. Now I'm going to take the green and swipe up into there just a little bit, I think. Wow. Super duper cool. All right, it needs a torch. I just mixed up that base color, so And then I have all these left over for another painting. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but, and then I think I'm going to paint over that. Oh no, I'm not. Oh no, man, I'm talking to you and I'm not paying attention. I'm going to use a smaller palette knife for the, I think I'm going to paint over that canvas that I just showed you. That was the first experiment with the pearls. And I feel like I might want to do maybe like a flip cup or maybe a ring pour. Still deciding. Undecided. Okay. Now, where do I want to start this? Well, those pearls showed up pretty well. And then I think I want to do a little bit down here. There's this really cool reaction happening here. It's like a little bit of the black. I might actually swipe that upper corner with a little bit just by itself. Now this is going to be interesting to me. See, I kind of feel like I want to drag that up through there because this is really blue and purple through here. What are we thinking? I might just drag right up through there. All right, do I want to do it with green? It got a little bit interesting here. I think maybe I want to do it with blue. Oh, these are so much fun. Okay. Blue. Oh, I almost spilled it. I almost spilled it. Okay, here we go. This is going to be a second drag and it's coming through the colors now. What do we think of that? What do we think? I don't know. It's this part that's bothering me right there. Maybe I can fix it after I stretch it out. I honestly don't want to touch that top part up there because that is so pretty. I might just swipe through the black with blue. Right down through there. And just not touch that. You probably won't even see it. Okay, do I feel like I have enough paint? I might get one more little bit of black just to put on the edges so I don't lose the actual color. All right, so I'm definitely going to pour around here because I don't want to lose that magenta almost at all. And definitely up there. I'll just reuse whatever. Okay, all right. What do we think? I hope it stretches out okay. Definitely the way that I layered the colors and swiped them, I'm not in love with. I wish I had more. Maybe do I put a little bit of magenta? I just really like that magenta. I feel like, do I put a little bit here and swipe up through there? Oh, maybe I do. Just with these, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like I just need to balance it. Maybe this is the wrong move. I don't know. Let me see here. Violet. What do we think now? It's just this tiny little piece and this center piece I'll have to deal with. Gosh, that is so pretty. Oh, it's heavy. Whole thing off this edge. Back over. I really don't want to lose. I just want to barely go off the edge with that. Back off this edge down here. Okay, and then this last little, ooh, this is, oh God, I just spilled paint everywhere. Oh, it's so pretty. Wow, some of this lacing is gorgeous. Last little corner, and then I'll stretch it back this way. This is really pretty. I haven't done like super bright rainbow-esque colors in a while, and this is really pretty. Over the side a tiny bit, now all the way back. So what do we think composition-wise? I have now flipped it around. I need to flip it back around so I can see it the original way. I do wish I had a little more color in here. Maybe if I take the tiny one and just swipe the tiniest little bit into there. Now you see, I would have had white lacing there if I had done it with the other one, but it just tints it right to that color. I think I'm going to leave that part. This right here has a really cool. All right, y'all, I think I am just going to, I'm going to torch it, clean up my sides, and I'll show you. I'm really happy with how this turned out. Look at how colorful it is, how true to the color the lacing is. When I first mixed up these paints, I thought, uh-oh, I may have wasted these pearlescent paints and my Australian Floetrol. But now, I'm definitely going to use these. I might even like this better than swiping with white, honestly. There's that extra little section, and then you can see that is a swipe as well over the black. But look at that. Super duper cool. Can't wait for it to dry. All right, we'll see how it dries. This is very, very cool. And it's really hard unless you've swiped before and you know how white and black swipe activator react. It's very difficult to say why I think this is so cool. But if I were to swipe with white over this, the colors underneath what I've swiped over would tint the white normally, or whatever light color you're swiping with. It would tint them, but you would still have little bits of white that show up. You would be worried about where you started your swipe to make sure to tilt that off. And it lightens everything. It's basically kind of white mixed with whatever color. If I were to swipe with black, it would look like this section up here where it's just black swipes. All this lacing would be black. And so the reason that I was so excited about this and that I'm going to experiment some more with this is because everything I swiped over with the pearls is true to the color that I swiped over because it's so transparent. You can see here, this is some, and it's got a little bit of texture to it, but let me see if I can get you out of the light. This is a swipe with just the pearl color and a little bit of blue. This right here is a swipe with just the pearl color. So it definitely does show up. And then here's from layering the colors horizontal, you get all the colors streaming through. It is so cool. So yeah, very happy with this. I have lots of experiments now, and you all have given me experiments in the comments of these, so I appreciate that. But I hope that you enjoyed. This one's fun and colorful. It makes me happy. All right, thanks for watching. Happy painting. Bye.